to the channel and to week 2 of the Transform Your Life Challenge. If you're new here, in week 1 of the Transform Your Life Challenge, we had an honest end of year review and reset to take a look at how things went last year in business, life, and marketing. I will link the video down below if you haven't had a chance to watch it. Now that we've had an honest review of the year, in this video, we are going through a life audit and how to reset our priorities. So if you've been feeling like you don't know where to focus your time and energy, you aren't sure where your time is going, you just know you don't have enough of it, and things are misaligned in what you're currently doing and how you want to show up, this video will help you audit those areas. So here's what you can expect in this video. I am breaking it down into 3 parts. The first part is we are going to review our Wheel of Life, or is it Life of Wheel? No, it's Wheel of Life, Wheel of Life, okay? I wrote this down, Wheel of Life. Then we are going to review our energy gains and drains, and then take a look at our values alignment. If you'd like to get even more actionable advice to go alongside these videos, then make sure that you sign up to the Transform Your Life Challenge linked in the video description box. You'll get weekly emails along with these videos with additional action steps and even more activities. You'll also get access to a free Notion challenge hub that really details everything that we've talked about and gives you the space to jot down your ideas and your reflections. And y'all, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that you get notified of when the next challenge video goes live. All right, let's dive into the Wheel of Life exercise first. First things first, what is the Wheel of Life exercise? The Wheel of Life exercise is basically a visual representation of certain areas of your life so that you can see what is balanced and what needs to be worked on. I think the Wheel of Life exercise, well, the Wheel of Life in general, has either 8 to 12 different pie pieces. So it's basically a circle and then divided up into pie slices or pizza slices, however you want to look at it. And each of these slices are representations of an area of your life. I feel like the Wheel of Life exercise is a great visual representation of just what areas of your life that you feel good in, and then what areas of your life really need to be focused on or reprioritized. When we go through the activity together, you'll definitely see once you draw it and color things in, that it is an honest representation of areas in your life and even in your business, because we're going to do this for business too, of where you can reprioritize your energy, your time, and your resources. You might even see things that you're like, oh wow, I didn't realize that this was going so well, or I felt so good about this area of my life or business. And then other areas you might look at it and be like, oh my gosh, I knew that I wanted to work on this, but I didn't realize that this area of my life or business was something that I didn't feel so confident in, or I didn't feel so intentional. What do you all need to grab for this Wheel of Life exercise? First things first is paper, or if you want to do this in your journal, then grab your journal. I'm gonna do this on paper because I like having a lot of space, and really sometimes in my journal I just need more space to draw. And then you need markers and pens. I'm bringing out my entire pencil case of markers because I just like having things be really colorful. So if you want to do this with just pencil or pen, whatever it is, then feel free. We are going to be drawing this out, and it's really hard to do this, I think, digitally. So I definitely recommend to kind of break out the analog style and draw out the circle and start coloring things in together. We're going to apply it to both life and to business. So the Wheel of Life exercise will have specific categories for our personal life, and then when we get to the business side of things, then I will share specific categories that I'm going to track and measure, and you all can either use those categories or pull in whatever areas you want to actually take a look at. Let's get comfy while we do this Wheel of Life exercise. I'm gonna light a candle. Y'all, if you wanna light a candle and set the mood for some journaling and drawing, then I definitely highly recommend. So I've got my paper and my markers, and first thing we are going to do is work on our personal Wheel of Life exercise. First, I'm going to draw a big circle, and then I'm going to divide my circle up into 8 areas like a pizza. Some of the labels that I am using are health, career, finances, relationship, community, and friendship. Once you've done that, now we're going to honestly rate each area of our wheel of life or business. Well, the business side we're going to do right after this one. So let's just work on our wheel of life for the personal side of things first. So I am currently lining up different numbers. So the center of the wheel is a rating of 0. For example, I am completely unsatisfied with stuff. And then the outer edge of each of the slices is a rating of 10, meaning that I am completely satisfied and super happy with where I am currently at in this area of my life. Now, what I'm going to do is rate each area of the wheel based on how satisfied I feel right now on a scale of really 1 to 10, and I'm going to color that in. Being as honest as possible while you're doing the Wheel of Life exercise is going to be even more helpful so that you can actually see what is working and what is not. Remember, there is no judgment here. You're probably going to be the only one who sees this Wheel of Life, so you don't really have to show anybody else. Now that I've gone in and colored in each of the areas, I am going back and rating the slices from 1 to 10. So depending on which number I ranked the health section, for example, I'm putting a 6 out of 10 or whatever else it is, just so I can kind of see what the numbers actually look like and not just a visual representation. Once we've done this for the personal side of things, now we are going to draw a wheel of life, but for our business. Again, draw a large circle and then divide that circle into 8 slices. Then once you have the 8 slices, we're going to label each of the slices, and some of the categories that I put down were brand awareness, marketing, content, profit, sales, things like that. You can put in whatever area you want to actually take note of. Similarly to the personal wheel of life, now we are going to rank each area from 1 to 10, 0 being the closest to the center and 10 being the outer area of the circle. And be honest here, again, we want to be as honest as possible so that we can have an accurate representation of what is working and what is not in our business. We don't want y'all to be lying and then, this audit is fake. So I am coloring in each of my categories, and then what I'm going to do is similarly to the personal Wheel of Life exercise, I am going to then rank them by numbers just so I can see what it actually looks like on like a numerical level and not just like a visual representation. Once I've ranked all of the areas in the personal and business side of things, I'm going to mark down what are the top areas I need to work on.
Now that we have our Wheel of Life completed, nope, that's the business one. Wheel of Life completed, and if you did the Wheel of Business, then yay. Let's look at each of these wheels and see where we are having energy gains and energy drains. I'm not going to go through like all of the things that I realized after doing this exercise, but I will show you all my wheel and kind of just walk through what came up for me. So this is my personal wheel. Here we go. And I have like the lines here to mark the numbers, and then I drew little dots so I can kind of see like what the web actually looks like. So as you all can see, there are some areas that definitely need to be worked on. So I have health, career, finance, relationship, community, learning, friendship, and fitness. And then the areas that I've already circled and kind of like asterisk are the top areas that I need to work on. So they are career, finance, fitness, friendship, and community. I think for this year, especially because I took like an accidental sabbatical, adult gap year, trying to figure out the next steps of my professional career, it makes sense that Let's see, career is at a 4 and finance is at a 3. So for me, the career aspect here, I'm still figuring things out. I really want to find a career that involves all areas of like my multifaceted personality, my multifaceted skills, and kind of find a way to combine them all. I feel like YouTube and really sharing about all of this stuff is like my zone of genius. I say this now, in a few months it may change, but that's where I'm going with this. The finance portion, this is not really about like income or anything like that, because that's in the business side of things, but the finance really is like the savings part that I want to really track and create like actual goals towards, because I want to save for a house, I want to save for like my own car when I get my driver's license, and I just really want to be able to save for like other things, especially as like my parents are getting older. I want to save more to be able to travel and to meet them in places and all of that stuff. So the finance, we had a 3 out of 10. And y'all know if you're taking an adult gap year or a sabbatical, then it makes sense. So we got to work on that. And I think having like working on my career and then the finance portion, they'll go hand in hand. So maybe next year when I do this activity again, then I don't know, we'll see. The other thing that I have here is the fitness. It's at a 6.5 out of 10. This year I really focused on things like exercise. I went to fit boxing. I started running. I started doing like stretches at home. And I feel like a 6.5 is still really good compared to what it was last year and like my activity last year, but I know I want to build more of like a sustainable routine, so I added that. Friendship and community, I'm gonna talk about these two together. So these are 6 out of 10, both of them. And I feel like I have a good like starting base here in Toledo. I've made friends through Bumble. I have joined like community initiatives. I've joined like classes and stuff. And I think for next year, my main goal is to just really create a local community. This year I ended up traveling a lot, and that meant that while I wanted to create a local community here, I literally was not here because I was traveling so much. And as much as I do love travel, I do also want to have a local community. I want a community that I can like hang out with. I want a community where I feel like I have like a good solid group of friends in the place that I'm living. I want people to go out to dinner with. I want to be able to call somebody and be like, hey, I had like a bad day. I know I have my partner, but like, you know, you just need friendships as well. So I want to work on community and friendship. And I feel like if I work on both of these, especially local community, if I work on local community, like the friendships will come naturally. And if I work on friendships, then the local community will come naturally. So all of these are interconnected, and that's what we have for my wheel of life, the personal side. The relationship part, I feel really good and like stable in my relationship. I feel like Maria and I have been communicating a lot better and really working towards like how we can show up for one another. So that's at an 8 out of 10 because 10 out of 10 is just like perfect. So is anything perfect in life? What else do we have here? The learning is a 7 out of 10. I've been learning a lot this year. I didn't put 8 because I feel like, of course, there's always things to learn. But honestly, y'all, this year has been a year of learning, lots of learning. Learning YouTube, learning how to re-edit videos, learning about myself, just a lot there. So that is my personal wheel of life. Let's go into the business side of things because I feel like I have a lot of business stuff. Like we have the Quirky Pineapple Studio, we have my personal brand, we have Un Café Sol, which is launching soon. So there's a lot of things going on in there. Okay, here is my business wheel of life. Is it still called the wheel of life if it's for business? Should I call it the wheel of business? Okay, my wheel of business, and the categories that I decided to measure are brand awareness, marketing, processes, profit, customer relationship, sales, and team. So the top areas to work on, as you can see, it's pretty obvious. I feel like The business side was a lot clearer than the personal side, mainly because I took the adult gap year, so I kind of already knew what I needed to work on, and it's just even more clearly represented in this like wheel. So the top areas to work on for me are the brand awareness, the marketing, the profit, and the sales. The areas that I feel really confident and good in are my processes. I marked that a 6 out of 10. I feel like the processes that I've set up, all of the systems and like back-end stuff that I have for each of like my ventures, my creative projects on and all of that is really good. I put a 6 out of 10. I know there are things that I can probably tighten. So I'm gonna use like this time in between when most people are on the break and like holiday stuff to kind of just tighten and clean things up, because I know there are some repeats or they're just things that like, you know, you kind of put off to the wayside and you just don't want to do. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So I think by the end of this year, it'll probably go up to a 7 out of 10. The customer relationships, this is like my strongest one. It is an 8 out of 10. Out of all of the clients that I've worked with this year, I know I had like an adult gap year and I was taking on some clients, but not like too many. I feel like all of the people that I've worked with this year are just amazing. I feel like they're really aligned with like the business that I want to have, the types of client relationships that I want to have. And I also feel like we, one, truly respect each other and also value each other's input. So it's more of like a co-creation of the services, and I don't feel like I really am being, I don't know, pushed to the side, and I feel like my clients are being heard and really understood and helped. At least that's what they've told me. So that is an 8 out of 10. The team is also an 8 out of 10. It's just me and my copywriter right now, and I feel like we have come up with like a really good rhythm. We've been working together for I think 4 years now, and we found a really great rhythm to work together. We have found a way to also just like jump in and help one another where it needs be. And then I am also counting here like the collaborations that I have. So the collaborations, I just journaled about this morning. The collaborations I have with the business side of stuff, I feel like are all really aligned. I, again, feel like all of the collaborations I have, they're with people who like I deeply respect, they deeply respect me, and we just have like such really great open communication. So there's no like feelings of stepping on toes. And when we talk about even like sticky subjects like profit sharing or how to set this up, what are the things that we both need to do this collaboration well, it's always coming from a like conversation of mutual respect. So I love that for me, because I've definitely had collaborations in the past where we just were not on the same page, and I finally feel like all of the collaborations I took on this year, we have all been on the same page and all have been really understanding of each person's like situation in life, where they are in business, how they want to work, how they best work, and all of that. And then the last section that I have here is content. So I put this, there we go, content. I put this as an 8. I feel like all of the content that I have been putting out has been really good. I feel really proud about the videos that I've shared on YouTube. I feel proud about some of like the short form pieces of content that I've been sharing on Instagram and also like LinkedIn posts. And then I feel really also confident. What was the other thing that I wanted to share? Oh yeah, I feel really confident about like the creativity that I've been expressing through my content. Even like stories on Instagram. The only thing is content is content, and I can totally create like another video on this, but content is content and it's like media consumption, and this is just me like sharing stuff, and it's not necessarily marketing. And marketing for me is like using that content to actually point people to something, to sell, to get folks into my email newsletter, to grow my brand awareness. And I haven't really been doing that. I've kind of just been creating content for fun because I felt so like burnt out creating content for marketing purposes or for sales purposes or for brand awareness purposes. I just wanted to like create fun things again. wow, this is like a realization within itself. Y'all are getting real time like light bulb moments here. And it's been so amazing to have that, especially during my adult gap year. But because I have just been creating content like for me, which is fabulous. I love that for myself, and I love that I had the space and the like time to do it. If we want to grow like brand awareness and marketing and even like sales, we are gonna have to, and I say we, me, I am gonna have to start creating content again for marketing purposes because I do need to sell. I can't be just creating for the sake of creating anymore. If that is what I want to do, then I need to find like a full-time job to support that. But if I want to use content to grow my business, to sell my services, to sell products, offers, courses, or anything like that, then I'm gonna need to get a little bit more strategic with my content. And I am very excited and ready to jump back into that. So that's what I have for my personal and my business wheels. I think these look really nice. They're very colorful. Let me know in the comments what your personal wheel of life looked like or what your business wheel of life looked like. You don't have to use the same categories that I use for my little pie or pizza slices. You can definitely put in things that like you want to work on. For example, I could have put home in my personal, but I want to save that for when I actually buy a house and then like put in home so I can see how I want to build my home and all of that stuff. So depending on like where you want to focus on in like life or business, then you can change up the categories. These are just the categories that I chose. Another activity that I really like to do to help me realign my values and just how I am doing stuff is to get really clear and revisit my North Star, which in like my personal life is just my North Star and like my why. And in the business side of things, it is my vision and mission for the business. I also really like to list out my values. And for the business side of stuff, it is like my core values for the business. And on the personal side of things, it is my guiding principles, the beliefs and basically like foundation of why I do the things I do and why I don't do the things that I do. So I'm actually gonna take you all into my 2025 goals and planning dashboard, into one of my hubs, which is my North Star and Principles hub, and just to show you how I keep track of all of this on the personal side. And really in the business side, it goes into a document that I like to call the brand message handbook. I won't show you all that one, mainly because it's like proprietary information for my business. But if you don't have a brand message handbook for your business, then I definitely recommend putting one together that has your mission, your vision, elevator pitch, unique value proposition, core values, and all of that stuff. I have linked a blog post in the video description link if you want to create your own brand message handbook. And if you want support to do it, then send us an email from the Quirky Pineapple Studio. This is something that we help our one-to-one clients with, which is putting together their own brand message handbook. All right, y'all, let's go into my laptop and I can show you the Notion hub that I have and where I keep all of the North Star and guiding principles. I actually need to update it with my 2025 ones. So you'll see mostly the 2024. And then in another video, when we get into like actual planning and all of that stuff, then I will show you the updated version for 2025. But let's go and take a look at the 2024 version. All right, y'all, let's go in and let me share my screen. Perfect. Okay, so we are now in my 2025 planning and goals dashboard. It's not filled out yet, mainly because I need time to do this. So I plan on like setting aside time and having the chance to fill all of this out. But what I really wanted to show you all is, where is it? My North Star and reminders. So I feel like this can be applied, like I said before, to your personal life and to your business. And the personal stuff is like your specific values, why you do something, and it just kind of helps you like
align your life more to do the things that you want to do and then stop doing the stuff that you don't want to do, or put boundaries up so that, you know, you're not feeling resentment or anything. And then on the business side of things, like I said, it is mostly like your mission, your vision, unique selling point, your elevator pitch, core values, and all of that stuff. So this for my North Star and reminders is my personal stuff. And here I've already got it filled out because this is mostly from the previous year. And for me, my North Star, which is really my why, is to help people create more space and connections for themselves and the relationships in their lives through productivity, self-love, and travel, so they show up more intentionally, creatively, and joyfully. My passion is sharing, creating, and connecting people. And then down here, I put like my strengths, part business and productivity, and then part lifestyle. And then I put also my knowledge, skills, and what I can get paid for. I think I need to update this because I think I can get paid for other stuff. This is what I filled in previously. And then down here is my guiding principles and values. So these are my personal values, and I wrote them out here, and I also defined them, what they actually mean to me and why they're important. So these are the values section. And then on this side, I have my guiding principles. So my guiding principles are different than my values. This is just how I do it. So I don't know if other people do it like this, but my values are just like things that I truly believe in. These are things that I find important, and I always am looking for connections and relationships who share in similar values to me. And this is like really what guides me. My guiding principles, though, are a little bit different than my values. For me, the guiding principles are just like beliefs that I want to carry forward, especially for a specific year. So some of these guiding principles, they're like stuff that I thought about, and I was like, okay, I will do this if it does this. And I will not do this if it does not do this. It helps me make better decisions and helps me to kind of like hone in on what I actually want to do and what I don't want to do, instead of kind of like getting lost in the sauce with imposter syndrome, but shiny object syndrome. Getting lost in the sauce with shiny object syndrome, and also getting lost in the sauce with scarcity mindset. Because sometimes when opportunities present themselves, I will be really, really excited about them. And I feel like, oh my gosh, if I say no to this opportunity, then I totally miss out on it and I lose the chance to do it. When in actuality, sometimes with like having these guiding principles and my values and just like my goals in general, when I return to this, if the opportunity doesn't actually align with this, then it can kind of like distract me from what I really want to be focusing on for the year, then I can confidently say no. But before, I would be like, no, the opportunity came. The universe wants me to take it. When in actuality, sometimes the universe be out here. I don't know if it tricks us, which I don't think it does. But I do feel like sometimes distractions come because I am not clear. And of course I am not clear because I have like all of these things going on in my head. So I return to this actual page in my Notion hub quite often just to like review these things so that I don't get distracted from stuff that like don't move the needle forward with my goals. So that was like a really long-winded way to say these are my guiding principles. So some of them are like shift conversation, shape culture, creative storytelling, and emotional connection, do things well, build a strong base to grow and branch from, and all of that stuff. So I actually will be updating this for the next year. I've already written them down. I just need to update them. And those will be my new guiding principles for 2025. I think if you want to do this for yourself, this is a great exercise to really feel aligned in your values and how you show up and what you want to be doing before actually like setting goals, because I feel like the goals portion comes after really clarifying like what your North Star is, your why, what your mission is, what your passion is, what your values are, what your guiding principles are. And then from there, then we can actually get to goal setting, which is actually video 3 in the Transform Your Life Challenge. Okay, so that is my North Star and Reminders hub. It sits into my 2025 planning and goals dashboard with like all of the other hubs that I have. am thinking about putting this up on Etsy for people to grab if they want to. Let me know if you want to see like a more in-depth preview of what my 2025 planning and goals dashboard looks like. I spent like one whole evening designing this and like planning this out, drawing it on paper and then transferring it to Notion. So I'm really excited about it. So yeah, that is what my North Star and reminders are. And I feel like having this, again, is really important to be aligned with your values and how you want to show up and what you want to be doing in the next year. I know this video focused a lot on life and the personal side of things, but one thing that I have learned like running my business for the past 7 years, especially as a small business owner, is that the personal definitely influences the professional and the business. And I see that show up a lot in really like the business side of stuff, leadership, how you show up for yourself, how you show up for your teams, how you show up for your communities, and even how you interact with those people within your community. And that could be on like a neighborhood local level. It could be how you interact with like your actual community that you've built on social media, on I don't know, your newsletter. It could be fans, it could be audience members. It honestly even could be collaborators. So the personal influences and affects the business, professional side of things. And we just cannot like look at one and the other without really looking at like a holistic view of both of them. So while we focused a lot on the personal side of things in this video, resetting our priorities in both areas of our lives, from business to personal and all of that stuff in between, can help us to create more intentionality in the time, space, and energy that we cultivate for our relationships. And that could be relationships with like yourself, relationships with your family members, with your friends, community, your partner, relationships even with people like your clients, your team members, your collaborators, and all of that stuff. Let me know in the comments what areas of your Wheel of Life or Wheel of Business exercise surprised you. What areas are you focusing on prioritizing next year? This was episode 2 of the Transform Your Life Challenge. If you want more actionable tips and also access to a free Notion challenge hub, make sure you subscribe to the challenge. I have linked it in the video description box. You will get weekly emails with additional activities and exercises, as well as a link to the free Notion Challenge Hub, which really has everything laid out for you so that you have all of your reflections and revisions in one place, so you don't have everything scattered in lots of different journals or random Google Docs. In the next video of the Transform Your Life Challenge, now that we have done all of the unsexy work to intentionality and productivity, we are setting up our goals for 2025 and envisioning what we want our life, business, and marketing to look like. In the meantime, check out this video if you want to digitally declutter and reset your digital space before the new year. All right, y'all, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in video 3 of the Transform Your Life Challenge. Ciao!